Hello, everyone. It is Ken, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about XXL Woofia. Now, I did make a community post basically saying I tried to record this video and the audio got corrupt, so I wasn't going to record the video. But I was like, y'all deserve like a little bit more in depth of how I feel about the game. So I was introduced to the game on Reddit over a year ago when it was called something else. I think it was just called Double XL. They didn't add the Woofia part yet. I think at first it was called Double XL. Then they were like, okay, we're going to call it Woofia. Then they just put them both together, Double XL Woofia. And just right off the bat, I didn't like the art style. I'm just going to be completely honest. I was like, okay, well, all right. And we didn't hear much of anything from it until much later. And then they had the closed Chinese beta test where we could finally see the gameplay. And right off the bat, it just looked to me like a reskinned New Carnival. Now, I think New Carnival is well made. I think it's well put together. It's just not for me. And Woofia, while it is putting a skin over New Carnival that I much rather see, it still has a lot of things that are not necessarily for me. For one thing, the character designs for the human characters, I honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I don't care for them at all. I don't care for how any of the human characters look. All the furry characters I think look pretty good, but the human characters, I'm like, ugh. Along with that, a lot of the characters themselves, I think I did either the first two chapters of the story or the first chapter and a half. And I really wasn't vibing with the story. At least with me presenting things on my channel, I like to get a little more story based, just so we can have some immersion. So people who might not either have the opportunity to play these games can kind of get a feel for it, or, people who just kind of like to do watch alongs or just listen in the background or something. The story to me left a lot to be desired. It wasn't the worst story, but it was, I personally didn't like it. It felt more like instead of trying to build this lore like a lot of these other games are doing, it just kind of shorthands into, oh, you like muscly guys? Do you like muscly guys that go to the gym? Hey, guess what these guys are doing? They work at a gym and they're muscly and they're horny. And it's like, that's completely fine. A lot of the other games do that to some extent, but I feel like the other games do it to an extent where it's immersive and it's not like you're just trying to check the boxes off of what I find attractive. But people's mileage varies on stories. I just personally didn't find the story to be at all interesting. The only glimmer of something I liked is that the story tries to play around with inner desires and accepting one's inner desires. And of course, with this game, it being of the kinky factor. So I did find that to be a bit interesting, but not enough to where I was more invested than just unlocking which character I liked and, just leveling them up so that I could unlock their animated scene. Now, one thing I will praise this game for, the animations look very good. It does look, it looks like a better version of Gatorado. If y'all remember Gatorado, that had a lot of animation. This looks a lot better. Of course, it looks like New Carnival. Animation is phenomenal. I don't much care for what all you have to do to unlock them. It's not the worst thing you can do, but it is very time consuming. And most characters either have 2 or 3, I guess I'll say, love scenes. And only the characters that have the 3 love scenes have the 1 love scene that is animated. Not every character has an animated love scene. But I found the love scenes to be very well done, very well animated. Like, this isn't a bad game by any means. The launch was actually very smooth, except for iOS users. I guess iOS users were having issues. But it was very smooth, and I haven't really seen any complaints. So I don't want y'all to think that this is like a bad game. It just wasn't the game for me. The art style isn't something that I necessarily see myself ready to put money down for so I can hurry up and unlock a new character and level them up and, find the sexy scene with them in it. Also, the gameplay. There is a YouTube channel that has made a tier list for this and New Carnival. So it's not so simplistic to where you can't plan things out, but it's just a little too simplistic for me. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I just have the fast forward and auto button on at all times. But and unfortunately, I just don't have a lot to say about it. So like I said, I'll report on it for sure, especially if you guys, I know some of you guys that you actually really do like this game. I'll report on it, report on the events and stuff and what updates the game has coming out. But I don't really see myself like adding this to any type of series I do on my channel like I do with Guy Yi, Tokyo After School Summoners, and Another Idols. Hell, sometimes I'm even tempted to kind of see if I could throw Crave Saga in there, but Crave Saga does get a bit too weird. So we'll see. I'll probably have to like cut out whole story arcs for Crave Saga. But that's a discussion for another time. But thank you guys for listening. And until next time, see ya.